everyone, and welcome to day 22 of the Vlogmas tour. If you haven't been following along, there is a playlist so you can catch up on everybody. Yesterday I'm looking over, was Bluegrass Dreams to Seams, and tomorrow is Vox Atelier. We've had lots of lovely people take part, and as I say, I've made a playlist which I'll link below, and I also created a highlight and put them on my stories every day on Instagram. I hope you've enjoyed having a variety of people. I know it's made it more manageable for me. So for my part in the Vlogmas tour, I'm going to cut away in a minute to show you some of my Christmas decorations that I've put up in my own home. I'll also give you a little bit of scenery at the end of local things in my area, sort of Christmassy things. After the tour of my Christmas decorations, I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you how to use some more of your scraps. So I am sure that, like me, you have or are building a scrap stash. I had some lovely feedback on my Christmas cards. I'll put a picture in here of one of them using scraps, and somebody said it freed them up to not feel the need to be perfect. So I was thinking, what else could I do with my scraps? And I thought one of the things that we do as a family is always have like Christmas ornaments that come out every year that we've bought from specific places or have specific memories. Sometimes we just buy a random one that we like, but it means over time we have this collection of ornaments that mean something. And I thought this year has been the biggest year in a long time where I've been really consistently creative. And in the past there are ornaments from when I've done that before. I'll try and pop a few pictures in here. And so I thought it would be really nice if I created a couple of ornaments for our trees from fabric this year, that when I get them out next year, I'll remember what I made with them and through the years. And it almost each year, if I made a couple now with some of my meaningful fabrics, it would just trigger those memories. So I dug around in my scrap stash and thought, which ones would I like to remember? Well, I really loved this fabric, so I thought that would be a good one to use. And this rainbow one as well. And I'm just having a look around. This tree one appeared in the cards one, but I do love it, so I think I use that one. So I challenge you to go back through your scrap stash, or maybe through a piece of fabric you have left, and snip off a few little bits. Grab those. If you've got any felt will be useful for this, but it's not a problem if you don't, because you could use some plain fabric as well. I'm going to show you a way you could make these into Christmas gift tags as well. So I'm going to change the view now so that you can follow along as we create some memory building stash using items. Okay everyone, so let's make some scrappy memories things. So I'm going to start with this bit of fabric, and will work. So, oh yes, that works, doesn't it? And this does this work? Let's lay this out. Yes, I like those on that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use my rarely used pinking shears, because I don't want to be folding and hemming this. You might choose to, but it's not going to get lots of wear, so I don't need to. It is a bit crinkly. I feel like I'm going to need to get my mini iron out. Let me find my mini iron. Okay, right, mini iron is activated. So I'm just going to give each of these bits a little iron. I will show you, oh that's a good piece there. I will show you how you can make these into tags as well. Right, putting them on here to iron. Let's give this a little press. This is the thing with scraps, isn't it? They get all scrunchy. There we go. So I'm going to cut this into an isosceles triangle. You might have a template, you might want to draw on a ruler, it's up to you. I'm used to doing things by eye after many years of doing displays in school. Put that over there, give myself an idea of where. shears are a bit tricky, aren't they? There we go. I never like the way it does that at the end. It's the pinking shears are odd. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to lay this on here. I think I'm going to stick to the theme. I am going to do that, and then I'm going to, I could go rectangular with the next bit, but I'm not. I'm going to follow the pattern. So I'm laying it on, pinking shears up here, just along the bottom there. I love the sound of a pinking shear. Let's get that stuff out of the way. Get that off there. Now let's do it on here. What's happened to that edge there? It's better. As I say, you might want to get a ruler or something. I don't feel I need to. Right, let's have a look. Pinking shears are a bit of a beast, aren't they? A little wobble in the middle there, just trim that. A little bit missing at the bottom there, trim that. Okay, so there we go. So I'm just going to grab a pin or two to pin that in place. Right, so I'm just going to put one pin in the middle. Now I'm going to stitch along here, then along there, and maybe another stitch on here, because I like the way the stitching has an effect on it. You could glue it, you could hand stitch it, you could do embroidery thread. It's really up to you. And then I will attach a ribbon to the top so it hangs. I might even put the date on the back, because then I remember which year I made that. I might put a sequin in the middle. You'll have to wait and see. But that's the great thing, is something as simple as that can suddenly become really quite interesting. And now what I'm going to do is do a similar one and show you how you can make it into a reusable label. So let's get this rainbow fabric and let's do one with this. So this time what am I going to do? I'm going to fold it in half. Yeah, I'm going to make a diamond shape, so I'm going to cut. Now this is super frayy, so I'm glad I'm using the pinking shears on this. This fabric is a bit of a beast. You may want to put something like fray stop on a fabric like this. So there we go, I've done a little diamond. I'm just going to give it a press. I'm just going to put some felt underneath to protect my table while I press it. Press that. Now that's looking a bit big for me, so I'm actually going to trim it down. Remember, these are scraps, so if you end up doing something and regretting it, you're not wasting it because it wasn't being used anyway, don't forget. Let's have a look now. It's good, but it's still a bit long. Let me have a think. Just remember it's double that, isn't it? Okay, yeah, I'm coming right across like that. And then coming right across like that. And sometimes this is part of the playing process, so I'm not editing this out because I want to share with you how I think about this. See, that is better. I'm much happier with that. Do not like that background though. Do I like that one? Yes, but I feel like I need some kind of limey green. Let me have a search. See, look at that when you lay those on. So I'm going to go with that one and then that one behind. But have I got enough, or will it do that one? See how that doesn't work, but that does work. And that's the thing about playing around. So I'm going to put this on here and trim this. I'm actually going to pin this on. Where did I put the pins? Here they are. pin this in place to make it easier just to follow round. You can see how frayy that fabric is. It's losing the integrity of the pinking shears compared to the other one, isn't it? I'm doing it quite close in because otherwise it will become too big. So now, have I got room on here? Whew, look at that. Oh, it's tight. It is tight. The whole idea is we're using up scraps here. Something odd has happened there, hasn't it? It's better. Right, here we go. Round we go again. Sorry, out of camera cutting there. Pop that down. See, look at the way the colours work. Sorry about this. The angle of the thing makes it look odd. Now I'm wondering if I need a little something in the middle. I like it. I'm definitely going to need something in the middle, but we'll worry about that in a minute. Now I want to make this a reusable label. So I will be putting a loop on the top. But on this side, I'm going to put half of a piece of plastic. Now, I don't know about you, but we have all of those, we used to call them Polly Pockets and all of that. I don't know what people call them. You know, the punched hole pocket, organisy folder things. This is what I mean, these guys, and you get like the thicker ones that are like the plastic pockets, like this kind that's like the thicker pocket. You just need something like that, and again the whole idea is to use things you've got at home. Don't use your fabric scissors to cut these, and what you're going to do is cut a piece to go along the bottom half of this, and you'll probably want to use a jeans needle or something when you stitch this, but it then means a piece of paper or a piece of card can be slid in with the name of who it is to and from, but then that can be discarded and it can be used again. So I'm going to reuse a bit of this pocket here. It's great for when they deteriorate. So I'm just going to get a bit. You might have bought this for like pouches or something. I know the lovely Adam Sews, he does like things with see-through pockets and things. But you know me, I don't want to find a reason to buy something. I want to reuse something that's already in the house. If you need to go out and get something, do. But I would say have a rummage first. It's amazing what lurks in kitchen cupboards and drawers. So I cut a piece so I can then work out how to fit it on. Now, I don't need it to fit like right across because I want to be able to stitch it. So I'm just going to now do this. You might want to draw on with a pencil or something. That's going there, and then that's going there like that. Okay. Oh, what have I done there? Whoopsie. Little bit of a rippage there, hang on. It's slippy stuff is what I would say though. When you're cutting it and manipulating it, it slides about. It's hard to cut with the scissors I've got because I'm not using my dressmaking or pinking shears to cut it. So then that will go, now it looks like a Y front, that will go on there like that. So I'm just going to pin that in place. So I will, when I'm stitching, I will make sure that's included in the stitching journey around, and then I will show you how I would slide that in afterwards. So there we go. And that, if you've got one of those sewing machines like mine where you can stitch a date, you could actually stitch the date there, couldn't you? Which would be nice. And if you don't want that to show through, just stitch it on the top 2 layers. And then when you do your other stitching, put that one on, because then you can hide any of those other bits with the final back. So I'm going to go away and I'm going to stitch these up, and then I will come back and I will show you how it's gone. So I'm back. I'm in a different outfit. I'm in a vintage Christmas jumper, and I have finished them. So let me show you what I have done. So this is number 1. So I'll hold it up really close. I used one of the pattern stitches with a variegated thread on my sewing machine, and I just did 1 stitch, which you can see on the back there, because that's held everything in place. And I actually used some variegated thread, some silver, for the hanging bit, because I didn't want that. I was going to use embroidery cotton, and then I realised, embroidered floss, sorry, that's what it's called. But then I realised that it would be too noticeable. So I'm really happy with how that's turned out. I'm going to be making more of these, by the way. And then this is this one. So I did use, again on my sewing machine, 2023 in the middle. Is that the right way round when you read that? It looks back to front to me. I'll have to look at that. I've done that, and I stitched that only onto the tartan and the purple, so it didn't show through onto the back. And on the back I stitched on the little plastic pocket first, so that didn't show through onto the front. I then did the final, again, variegated stitching pattern around it. Again, yes, used that little plastic pouch, so you could slide a bit of card in here into the back to use this as a gift tag, a reusable gift tag. Obviously I put 2023 on this, so my plan would be to then be able to hang it on the tree, but I wanted to show you this. So you'd probably not do a date on the front of a reusable gift tag. You could put like your family name on there, or who you are, so you wouldn't need to write that, and then you just write the person's name in there. I'm actually going to use the pocket in the back to write a sewing memory, so that then when it's hanging on the tree there's a little memory on the back, and then you can like sort of add bits in the back or change it. So very happy with how they've turned out. I was thinking of perhaps getting a branch in my sewing room / office and making a collection of these to hang on there, and I think that would be really great, because it would be like lovely just to look at it, and as the years go by, adding to it. So I hope I've inspired you to find another way to use your fabrics. Hope I've inspired you to find another way to use your scraps. You may have noticed a slight jump there because I forgot the word scraps. Menopause brain there for anyone who experiences that. You can see it in your head, but you can't get it out of your mouth. It's such a delight. You could easily do these for other festivals. So in the Christian calendar, you could do egg-shaped ones for Easter eggs. So you could do it like at different intervals through the year, so that you're just remembering a certain part of your sewing. You could do these if you decorate for like a family special event. You could use fabrics from things. If you was doing a celebration of life for someone, these would be lovely to make, and like with some like fabric of someone's like shirts or something, and write a special memory or a photo in the back. There's lots of ways these could be used. They don't just have to be Christmas. So I hope I've inspired you. Drop an idea below if you can think of a way to do this, or how you could evolve these into something else. I'd love to know, and I will catch you again soon. Bye.